July 11th, 2023, I launched my fashion brand. Every month is different. Right now it's November, so it's been 4 months. In that time, I quit my job, I was in New York Fashion Week, I traveled the world. I'm doing it full time now, and it's only 4 months in, so it's very baby. Published in the press, made incredible friends. It was very scary, it still is very scary, and I'm still very new to it, but I finally feel like I'm living my dream. So here I am sharing the learnings and experiences. This is vlog 1, Sarento, Italy. But for some background, I started creating Sarento and its pieces in October of 2022. So sourcing, sampling, learning how to sew, forming the LLC, which takes like 2 seconds actually. All of that took place from October to March of this year. And all of this was while I was doing my 9 to 5. So I was still like kind of living my normal life. March is when it actually started to physically manifest, where I was like, oh shit, this is something. That was when I had prototypes for all 10 of the styles. That is when I was even like floating the idea to some of my friends, like, hey, I'm actually working on this. Because I was getting very busy at this point. I was working basically 2 full-time jobs. March is when it was physically manifesting, and my plan was to launch this brand for summer. I don't know why I was convinced a summer launch would have some sort of significance on sales and opportunity, but I was. Low-key looking back, like it kind of did. I'll cover that later. At this point, I was a 20-something teenage girl, and I had plans to go to Europe for the summer that I'd booked months in advance because that's how you save money. But I had no idea when I booked these tickets what my life was gonna look like come June 2023. I had to catch my flight to Amsterdam. So March through June, filled with moving forward on the sampling process, the prototypes, figuring it all out, and getting all of my knowledge and foundation right to launch a shop. So June 11th comes, and as an early founder, of course I made this mistake. I didn't clearly map out a launch date. It'll just happen early May, June, and I'll be in time for summer. And this it'll happen mindset, it's good in some aspects, but this kind of fucked me. The it'll happen mindset is good for like a delusional new tech grad who's trying to actually start a fashion brand. You need that kind of delusion. So June 11th, I have a ticket booked to Amsterdam. Now I also have this July 11th launch date. That was pushed out from May and June because I hard coded. I was like, I'm gonna miss the summer window. July 11th, that's it. I wasn't completely stupid. I knew that final prototype's done, and I could take them with me to Europe and shoot them like a campaign as I travel, because I'll have all these beautiful countries and backgrounds. And I'll be with my friends so I can have them wear it, they can model. And then I get back, I'll edit all the content, I would have everything else built out, I'll just upload it, and the store would be open July 11th. But prototyping was not done. Now, traveling the world while trying to finish the final round of prototyping of your clothing brand and launching a business for the first time, it's stupid, but it was memorable and fun, and there's a lot of learnings, so let's get into it. This is vlog 1 Sarento, but quick Amsterdam recap because that's where we first flew. June 11th, fly to Amsterdam, get pooped on by a bird, film some content. I had the mind of a content creator, but had no platform, so I was just filming and vlogging everything. The brand didn't exist, I was just building up my archive, which came useful for this, so that when I did launch the brand, I would easily be able to post reels. Also, this other thing, once I started posting, I wanted to post straight for 90 days, and I wanted this to include heavily reels and short form video content. A lot of the research I was doing on YouTube was like, that's the way to grow your new brand. That's not really what helped me, but it was good. It's good to start that way. It's good to have a goal of like, I'm gonna post every day for 90 days because that is what held me accountable. To Amsterdam, get pooped on a bird, filmed some content for the brand, got sick in Amsterdam, did work, didn't sleep, edited photos, coordinated shipments with India to come to Italy and all while I was there. 36 hours go by, I'm in Amsterdam, then we are on our way to Sarento running late as f***, which brings us to June 15th. Now you're all caught up for the first vlog in this journey. Chapter 1, Sarento, Italy. Behind the scenes. Meet the cast. My brother, his girlfriend Shreya, who's also my bestie. You'll meet Sahi and Apurva later. Be in love, guys, come on. You should get this off. Here's the thing, getting to the Airbnb was actually so hard. Wait, I gotta stop. Drove so late at night, oh my god, oh my god. No. It's already super late at night. The roads are really tiny in Sarento. If you're gonna go to these places in Italy, don't book your Airbnb anywhere outside of walking distance from the main parts of the city. We got it like just 10 to 12 minutes up, like it was like a 25-minute walk from the city. Huge mistake you'll see later on. spent the rest of that night catching up on some work, learning how Shopify works, and set up the website. And then went to bed at like 4 a.m.
You do such nice long strokes.
The grind does simply not stop. Everyone left to go to Positano. I'm gonna go pick up my DHL package from the Italian DHL service point that has not answered any of my calls. Basically, I knew I was gonna be traveling to these cities in Europe, so I had my manufacturer in India set it up so that instead of sending it to my regular address in the States, they could send it to a DHL service point in these cities I was gonna be in. So I found one in Sarento and I had it sent there, somewhere closest to the Airbnb. This proved to be a horrible plot point, horrible reoccurring plot throughout the entire trip. And then I'm gonna go to a film scanning place and try to get some film developed because my film camera is showing up blurry in the viewfinder, so I don't know if it's something wrong with the camera or the viewfinder. So I'm gonna go get 2 rolls developed and see what they look like. Oh, top is from Princess Polly. I wouldn't say it's a very functional top. You can't really wear it anywhere. It's cute for photos. Shirt is from Sarento. You can wear it anywhere. I'm not biased. Okay, so I found DHL after getting lost for an hour, asked 5 different people at 5 different shops nearby where Google Maps said DHL was, and they pointed me in different directions until the last shopkeeper, who spoke the least English, pointed me in the right direction. I got to the DHL, the guy, he wouldn't give me my package. And he said to go to the other DHL, so that's where we're going now. Oh my god, not me filming in the Target parking lot in LA. Like, I feel like such an imposter. Also, filming that one clip in the Target was awful. There were so many people walking by just stopping to stare at me like, babe, I promise, like, it's not interesting. No one in New York gives a f. Like, I can do this in New York and no one cares, but in LA, for some reason, I don't know why, like, I feel so self-conscious and I feel like everyone is staring. I don't know what it is. Basically, what happened was my package showed up. He refused it because it required some sort of tax, and then he wouldn't tell me where it is because I guess he didn't know, but he was so mean about it, and I had spent the whole morning walking for an hour to get there and then an hour trying to find the DHL because Google Maps was wrong, and while I was doing it, I was wearing my cute little Italy dress, but I didn't realize it was gonna be like an old crusty men's city because men were there was a dude that would drive in circles around the street, just around me. It was actually awful. I just felt gross and I just wanted to go home, but I had to go get my package, which I couldn't find. Asking these random men to help me, and 4 of them pointed me in the wrong direction. I just felt like a stupid girl. I was seeing myself through their eyes, which I hated. Finally, a shopkeeper who spoke the least English, who was the most kind, pointed me in the right direction. Went to that guy, didn't make my package, started crying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I at that point I had to cry. What was I gonna do? I was having my Lana Del Rey moment in the street. There was another DHL service point, like 0.8 miles like south, and I went there and she was so nice. Standing, and she like spoke to me like I was a human. She called them to like track down my package. It was found at the Naples like DHL facility, which is like the big warehouse where I guess all of the Naples DHL packages are. And that was like an hour and a half away from where I was. We scheduled it so that I would go tomorrow to go pick it up. I had no means of getting there, which we'll get to in a few minutes. I drowned myself in this tuna melt that was so good. The food quality and I think the tuna quality in Italy or Europe is just, it hits so different. I devoured that. I really enjoyed that. I tried to recount what happened earlier, but I messed up my audio, so I didn't have audio for a while when I was filming. Wait, my audio still isn't capturing here. But basically, I'm telling you the crazy story of how we got back up to the Airbnb. I met up with Sahi down in Sarento. We had to scheme a way to get back up. I remember in the morning, it took me like an hour to walk down there. Tried to get a taxi because it was starting to rain too. They quoted us 65 euros. We couldn't find a lesser quote, just kept going up. We took that taxi for a 20-minute, basically vertical drive. It took a total of 35 minutes to get to our Airbnb, but he stopped like a little bit more than halfway and he was like, I can't take you anymore. The roads get too narrow. At this point, it was still a 30-minute walk up home in the rain. In like the terrible cobble, gravel, vertical streets of Sarento. At this point, I'm pissed. I'm like, no, you better keep driving. At least like get us halfway more. He like reluctantly drive and he tries to quote us more price. I'm like, I'm not paying you unless you drive us a little bit further. The Uber driver the night that we came from the airport slayed so hard, he drove us the whole way with a big ass van in the pitch black of night. So I don't know what the problem with this guy was. Granted, it was really hard for that driver to do that. But this guy was just being a baby, so he drops us off like 70% of the way there. We crawl our way back home. We're dead at this point. This outdoor pool and I really wanted to go in it, but it was so cold even though it was June in Italy. The next day, since I had to go on the 6-hour trek to Naples to find my package, this was kind of my only chance to get in. So even though it was raining and it was cold as balls, I got in by myself to remind myself, you know, I'm in Italy on vacation, I have free will, so I could feel something instead of just rotting inside for the rest of the day. Sometimes you need to do stuff like that so that the rotting inside, it feels like you earned it. So basically I take an ice bath. It wasn't that cold. I take a cold plunge and then I tried to get some cute self-timer pics for Instagram. So I'm in the pool with the view and the rain and it actually wasn't bad. It was kind of nice. Yeah, the sun is setting already. Good morning. If I look scary, it's because I did not sleep. I've been up all night coordinating the shoot in India. This is the first paid shoot for Serini. I wasn't really gonna do paid shoots because I shoot mostly with people I know or with friends or other creatives that just love doing it and want to collab, but I couldn't find that kind of community in India, not yet. So I hired a photographer, models, stylist, all with the help of my really close friend who's over there in Bangalore. And honestly, the videos coming through right now are really good. It's kind of mind-blowing. Like I feel like almost like these aren't even my designs. Like how did I make these and then like they're wearing them? I think it's also because I haven't slept. This is like week 2 of working off of barely any sleep. Every night I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed early and I have to edit and post content that I have to that day because I have to post every day, and now I'm going over to TikTok and YouTube as well. Just every day, and it's been such a grind, and I know I'm on vacation, but whatever. I think the reason why I'm able to do it is because it is fun and I love doing it. The thing about this paid shoot, I have not done a single paid shoot since in the last 4 months. I won't be doing anything like this for a while. Let me explain. The whole budget was 40,000 rupees. This was after being worn down and convinced by the photographer who I was infatuated with, this gorgeous, very talented photographer that my friend who lives in Bangalore showed me on Instagram. This was like way out of budget for me. This is just like the most expense ever. Let me put it into perspective. 40,000 rupees is what I've convinced myself that like, hey, like a professional brand shoot. Before that, context as to why I needed this. I needed like professional photos, at least in my mind, for the website and for the initial launch. And I wanted it in India, like with the Indian street aesthetic and Indian background. And I wasn't in India at the time. I wasn't gonna be in India until like later on in June, which was too close to launch. I wanted the photos ahead of time. I never ended up getting these photos before I got to India, which was such a waste. Okay, that's the rupee symbol. Budget, about $481.84. Got slowly upcharged throughout this whole process. rupees, this is all in rupees, went to the photographer. Then she charged me 10K for her studio fee, 15K for shooting one of the models for a few outfits. The issue with this though was like she was a big model and I was convinced to book her, especially by my friend, but it was just under the impression that she would post this or like share any sort of BTS. Not a single photo or anything from the shoot was posted by anyone except for the second model. 25K for the stylist. I personally never hire a stylist for a shoot or wanted to hire one. Just cause like I'm usually on set, but the photographer was like, this guy's the best. He's worked for Vogue. Now looking back, I know better. I know what that means. It establishes credibility, but also there's so many talented makeup artists and stylists that don't have these professional features, and it doesn't mean they're any less or more talented. So it really doesn't matter. But like at the time I was like, oh my God, Vogue, 25K, I gotta pay him. I just did it because the photographer that I really liked, she likes working with him. If you're a brand and looking at this and you're like, this isn't that much money to lose, that's probably fair, but to me, like this was a huge expense at the time. Like the brand wasn't making any money yet. It still isn't. I hate to break the storyline and this whole like double narrative and throw in a third narrative. I have to hop in. I'm getting a little bit annoyed with myself. I'm being a whiny baby. No one in the creative space owes you anything. Everyone deserves to be paid what they value their time as. Otherwise, don't work with them. Period. There is a type of creative community that loves to collaborate with other creatives. Find that community. Collaborate, you have to provide some sort of value in return. You have to be there in person, or you have to find a way to do that remotely, but even then, you should be in person. If you are not at your shoot, if you physically can't be in the location, I would highly suggest just not doing it because there's a lot of things you can't control, and you can save a lot of costs by being there in person. And also just meeting people face to face, it's great. Shoot was expensive, and also it was like misleadingly expensive because the budget was not intended to be what it ended up as. But if the shoot was a smooth process even after the fact, getting photos back, I wouldn't have been as upset as I was. Someone is paying money. You have to deliver. 6K for model number 2. This was actually super worth it. She posted the photos of the shoot. She was gorgeous. She's been really sweet on the brand. Then day of, they charged me for food and props. It was very clear when I was talking to the photographer early on that everything should come out of this budget, and somehow I got pushed into all of these things. It sounds like I'm blaming everyone else. This is entirely my fault. Like I trusted them to understand where I was coming from, but that I paid this much, like that's on me. You gotta be careful in things like this where you set up a budget. People will push about 1K for breakfast, for lunch, 1,400 for props. Total 100,707 rupees. About 1,200. Do you see this? $1,200. Not only was this the expense breakdown, if the results were good, like this is fine. Maybe they're used to getting paid way more. I don't fucking know. I'm stupid. This is really just all my fault. My whole point of doing the shoot was so I would have these photos because by the time I got into India, I would have been like too close to launch. But I didn't get these photos back until after the launch date. The way I was deprioritized, she wouldn't send them. I had already paid all the money. Never ever got the raws back. We never got all the pictures back, no matter how much we tried. After following up too, like every few days, I didn't get much out of it. Just got a few good photos that I really liked. I used on the website and I used on the homepage, which were really cool. It wasn't worth $1,200. Anyway, don't do what I did. Learnings. I have to go pick up my package in Naples. A car is coming soon, and I wanted to shoot some stuff in the morning after I got ready in the white dress so I could have something to post on TikTok if I need it this weekend. Yeah, I feel like death, and I'm still recovering a little bit from my sickness from Amsterdam. Did a 10-minute ab workout because I haven't been working out. I don't work out on vacation. I'm shooting a lot on this vacation. I'm gonna go do shoots in India, so I'm trying to keep together a little bit. Like I'm in Italy and I'm eating, and then I'm like, oh my God, 10-minute abs is gonna save me. No, it's not, but I'm just gonna do it before I sit in the car for 90 minutes to go to Naples to possibly, maybe get my package. People are still sleeping. It's almost 11 a.m. One of the Airbnb owners is cleaning the pool, so I was gonna vlog outside, but I can't because he's over there. Sarento has been rough. Sarento has a big L. I just had a protein bar. My body's so confused. It's like, is this dinner? Is this midnight? Like, what's going on? Killing it, good job, girl boss, yes. Oh, I'm also wearing this jacket because it's cold as in our house. It's summer in Italy and I am supposed to be wearing barely anything. It's July in Italy. Wait, it's June in Italy. It's so cold in the house. Met him, I actually thought he could have been kind of handsome, but alas, he was so whiny, he had to drive me back from Naples after I got my package. So basically, when I booked the car the day before, when I found out I had to go get my package, it cost me $200 round trip, which was so expensive I wanted to cry. Once I got there, I realized that actually I had only paid for a one-way. So I had to pay another $200 to go back, which was apparently still not enough money for this guy. He was upset that he had to drive me back for only $200. I paid $400 just to get my package, which took like 5 hours out of the day and was just such a horrible experience. It was just so hard. But I got my package. That was the most important thing. According to the internet and my peers, it was not safe for me to be alone in Naples. And it wasn't safe for me to bus back. Like, he couldn't have just left me stranded there, which I think is why he was upset. He was just like frustrated with such a situation. Basically, I am broke and so sad about money after this. After Sarento, all the transportation costs just added up so much that like if we had gotten an Airbnb closer in the city, it would have been way cheaper than the amount we saved on being like a little bit further out of city just because of how much we paid for all of this transport. You'll see later on there's more fun to be had in the other cities of Europe. It's just, Sarento was a big L. Wait, come in here.
Wait, I look really bad right now.
Wait. We got the package with some of the remaining samples. We're still missing a few. Stay tuned for Ibiza. This is our second pass at it. There are some edits that I think he missed because we were in a rush. I have been rushing him lately. I'm obsessed with the fit, with the cut. There is a side zipper too and you can't really see it. It's all chiffon and it feels so good against the skin. I'm just obsessed with the way it looks in the light. It is a little sheer, so that's why I'm wearing a bathing suit underneath. Just because I'm recording this. Obviously you don't need to. A little bit double layered because of the ruffles, so. There's a cowl back with some ties if you need to keep it up. It's good. It's perfect. The changes are, I'm gonna change the print to be less camouflage and more like gradient flowy vibes. We're just gonna zoom in the print by 5x and change the embroidery so it's less a pattern and more like a subtle detail around the sides and the shoulder. I'm going to change the back to be more of a swoop and more of like a teardrop point at the back. Just to like mimic the peacock tail vibes because this is the peacock dress. I think those are all of the changes. It's crazy to see how much I was struggling with the fabric. I'm glad I stuck with it because those were the right notes to get it right. It was released after New York Fashion Week. Oh, so good. You guys wanna do a little haul? Oh my god, how your boobs look so good. Sorry, I'm looking respectfully.
It's really maximizing. This is my birthday dress.
Yeah.
It's really comfy.
Aww.
And she laced me in Bridgerton style.
Oh yeah.
How is it? So versatile.
Buy it. Oh my god.
This is so cute.
Oh, I'm obsessed.
And I want to wear this to my wedding.
We already tried this one. We tried the medium. This is the small. You can see it's a much tighter fit. Cups, we made them smaller, thank God. So they're not like hanging out, falling out anymore. They kind of give us the oof. It's amazing. The straps aren't falling off anymore. Small as a sled. Super comfy. Check it out. My like regular life, I wouldn't wear them together. This is more like party vibes in my everyday wardrobe. This is a top, wear it with a skirt, wear it with pants, skirt, wear it with like a neck or a sweatshirt or maybe just like a loose cami. Same thing, ivory gold. Yeah, did you say anything incriminating? Size small now.
Is this what you just got? What did you just pick up?
Yeah, I think everything looks good. We're good to go. Last one, size small. It's great, just like the size medium. There it is.
Even the back and the bottoms.
Yeah, this one fits high-waisted better. So if you want to go low waist, you should size up. So this is the intended look though. So these were all size smalls that I did in this round of prototyping, which was the first time I did that. I actually based my sample size and my whole sampling process this whole time off of a US medium. So at the time when I started Sarento, it was actually US size 6. But I was doing my whole weight loss journey throughout the whole year. It's a whole other video. Basically dropped down to a size 4. The reason why I did my sample size as a size 6, apparently I was doing it wrong. I got a lot of feedback from the beginning from all my manufacturers that it should be a size 4, 2, or 0. But that doesn't make any sense to me. The medium seems like it should be the normal size. It's not even average size, but it's like in between. My other issue with this kind of stuff is just like, oh my god. My other issue with this kind of stuff is like, I was obsessed with Pinterest fashion aesthetics and saving all these cute aesthetic photos of girls fashion inspo that I liked, but then I would get the clothes myself and try it on and I would just absolutely hate the way it looked on me. It was that whole trend, which was, is it a fit or is she skinny? And a lot of the times, all of these like viral aesthetic fashion photos, just like 'cause the girl is skinny, and I hated that. I didn't want any of the Sarento pieces to just be like looking nice because the model is skinny. And it was also easy to base it off a size 6 because that was my own body, and like I don't have the funds to run a bunch of size testing on actual models. I would just use my body and like my friends' bodies, which was very nice of them. And yeah, so all of Sarento clothes were designed to look good because the clothes are good and women's bodies are beautiful and just flatter the body as is rather than just like be put on a skinny model and go like, oh yes, so gorgeous, high fashion. A successful unboxing. There's a final package going to Ibiza. India photo shoot happened this morning. Now we're going to dinner. I'm gonna do some more work because the Wi-Fi in our Airbnb is shit. We need to go somewhere else to get better Wi-Fi so I can upload footage and move footage around. Oh my god, it's so good.
Basically the same. Hers is just like pasta.
That's the best pasta I've ever had. Wow. That's crazy.
I didn't want it to be like too fishy, but it's good. In this part of like Italy.
I just melted in my mouth.
Yay! Happy birthday.
Yeah, you look aesthetic as hell. Currently, I'm in LA. It is November 15th. It'll be fun to see when the vlogs catch up to the real time of me narrating them. Ugh, what a long ass day of filming this. The sun's going down and I started in the morning. All right, we're gonna go for a shoot in Santa Monica. Claire's coming over, it's gonna be fun. I will see you next week for chapter 2, Amalfi Coast, which was crazy. Bye, thank you for watching. Oh my God, it's crazy. I'm doing YouTube. I hope that's entertaining. I don't know if it is. Let me know. Give me feedback on my personality.